Hey guys, it's October Onyx, and today I have a Bold Metals Collection by Real Techniques brush review for you, and I hope you guys enjoy. I've owned these brushes since about a week or so after my birthday, and so I've had them in September, since late September, and they're amazing. I've had them basically for like 6 months now, and I just have a couple complaints, but for the most part I really love them. But since I've always looked on YouTube before I buy a product, whether it's makeup or it's brushes, I wanted to be able to give back, because whenever I look, sometimes I'm like, God, I can never find a really good video. How am I supposed to feel about these things before I buy them? So I wanted to be able to do that because I had had these brushes for half a year. I really know how they wear and how they work. I have strong opinions on them, so I might as well be able to show that. First I'm going to start off with the 100 brush. And the 100 brush is this one in my hand that I forgot for a second. It's really good. You use it more so to wipe powder off your face than to apply it. It's a really soft brush and amazing, and it looks and feels like a cloud, and it's originally what attracted me to this line, because I was in the store, saw how beautiful this brush was, and was like, I need it. But this one caught my eye, and it has not let me down. It's probably one of my favorite brushes, and I would totally buy it again. And the next one is the most problematic brush, and it's the brush I'm going to have the most issue with this whole video. And it is the 101, and it is a triangle foundation brush. And it's a really cool idea. It helps you get into the areas really easily. So it's great in that regard. It really blends your foundation well, and it has streaks like your typical brush, but I go in with a beauty blender after, so it doesn't really matter. But it's so problematic because it's so difficult to clean. I'll clean it somewhere from 5 to 10 minutes, probably closer to 10, and it's probably 10 minutes how long it takes me, and I still get little tiny dot. You can't see it because this camera sucks, but I still get little tiny faint patches where I can see color didn't come out completely. So it's ridiculously hard to clean. And every time you clean it, regardless if you're actually washing it or if you're conditioning it and washing out the conditioner, it sheds so much. There is so many loose hairs. And like, I'm surprised that while doing this, hairs aren't coming out, because that usually happens. But I think because it dried, the glue inside dried. It's just a problematic brush. I don't know if it's my brush, if it's how they're all made. I hate it, and I wouldn't rebuy it. And I'm really sad that it sheds all the time, but I hate brushes that shed, because it just pisses me off. Then the next one would be the 200 brush, which is this regular C eyeshadow brush, and it works really well. It's really soft and fluffy. It would probably work really well for blending, but I really just use it to apply / set my eyeshadow, and it works really well. It sets real quick. It's just a really good brush in my opinion. I don't do much with eyeshadow on your average day, but it's still a really good brush, and I would recommend it. The next one is this one that I don't know if I can recommend that much. I don't use it that much, and it's a little stiffer. I use it to apply crease color when I actually use eyeshadow, but I feel like it takes a little more effort to blend out with this brush because it feels stiffer, because it's really for applying that crease and like blending it a little, but it's not really for blending the most outside of that. But it's a good brush, but it's not my favorite. It's just a typical brush. These are both kind of just typical brushes, but I like this one a lot more. and I would recommend it. Well, this one, if you don't buy it, you don't buy it. And then the last two is this right here, and this one is the 300, and it's basically like a small version of this one. It's also a powder brush, and basically you use it just for like highlighting areas. I think it works really well and everything, and I've learned how to use it, but sometimes I feel it doesn't blend product out perfectly, and that sometimes it doesn't pick up enough product for certain things. But sometimes I'll go in with this eyeshadow brush and I'll blend out things first and then go over with this, because it's not the best at product placement slash blending, but it's still really good and I still really like it, and I've really learned how to use it, but I did have a couple issues with it in the beginning. And this is the 301, and it is a contouring brush, and I've never used a flat contour brush before, but it's so good. Once I learned how to use it, I've got really nice blended contour when I use my powder and my black eyeshadow for contouring, and I love it, and it's also one of my favorite brushes, and I'm so happy I have it. But the brush I forgot to talk about was an eyeliner brush. It works. It's a really good eyeliner brush. When I first got it, it was just, all the bristles were straight. Now they're kind of fluffy. They were more like that, while now they're like this. So, that, they're fluffier now. And when they were really straight, I got the straightest, most precise, best looking eyeliner I could get. Now it takes a little more effort, and it works better when it's clean, of course, but sometimes I put the eyeliner on and I pinch it to try and make it precise as it was when I first got it. But it's a really good brush regardless. It might not be as perfect as when I first got it, but it still works really well. And I'm happy with it, and I wouldn't trade it for the world, because I still think it is probably my best eyeliner brush that I own. In general, if I weren't to buy any of these brushes, I wouldn't buy this eyeshadow and this foundation, because this foundation I basically hate. I don't know if I just got a bad brush, but I'm unhappy because it's really difficult and it sheds so much. And this one is just a typical brush, and I feel like it maybe wasn't worth the money, because I mean, it's not a bad brush, but it's not a great brush. But a big flaw of the whole line is it's so hard to show on camera. But the protective coat over the metal starts chipping, which makes it look ugly. See, the metal's so shiny you can't see, but it's happening right along here and at the edges and stuff. And it's just, you can feel and see the chipping. Yeah, you can finally see it on camera. Okay, see, there's chipping in the metal, and it doesn't look as pretty. And I was worried for a while because it's kind of a dark chipping up here at the line where they meet, the seam. And I was worried it was going to fall apart. So the protective layer kind of chips slash comes off easily, and it worried me, but nothing's happened to the integrity of the metal. So it still works really well. I haven't had an issue of it falling apart, but maybe I'll do an update if that ever happens. But for the most part, I think they're fine. It's just, if you're gonna buy this collection, you should know that down the road they tend to chip, and they still look beautiful, but they tend to chip and they don't look the exact same as they did when you first get them. But general good line, I say you buy it. If you don't want to buy all of them because they're expensive, this whole one with tax at my state was probably $150. I would skip out on these, you see, because these ones work really well. And yeah, that's my review. I hope it was helpful. I love these brushes, use them all the time, every single time I do makeup, and I suggest that you do too, because they're really good brushes, and I'm so happy I have them. I don't regret getting them. Maybe I get mad every single time I clean the foundation one, but I still don't regret them. I'm very happy. This is my first time reviewing brushes, but like I said, I feel like I know them better than anyone else. So I felt like I ought to give back and make this video. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice day. Bye.